Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Nick from forexnews.com. Today is Thursday, the 8th of November 2018. Time is 11:01 here in the UK. Today's analysis, we're going to be looking for price action setups across pretty much all these pairs listed here. So, let's get started. Hope you guys enjoyed last night's webinar. The last night's members only webinar on brokers and the inner workings of brokers. First time I've done an interview style webinar. Felt it went, there was a lot of good information shared. I think it went pretty well. Look to do more of those interview style webinars. Announcement. Now, I know I've said this, and I'm going to be saying this at the start of every webinar for the rest of the year, just to make sure everyone hears it. The way I do my trading is I set goals at the start of the year, and when those goals are met, if those goals are met, I stop trading at the end of the second week of November, and I take the last 6 weeks of the year off and the first 2 weeks of the new year off. So essentially, I'd just give myself an 8-week break from trading towards the end of the year. My goals have been met this year, so I am going to take those 8 weeks off, most likely. The thing is, though, some new trends are starting now. So price is starting to trend up. The old trends are broken. If you look at, well, it looks like they're breaking anyway. I wouldn't 100% say they're broken, but it looks like they're breaking. So I might continue trading, but it's unlikely. I think I'm gonna end my trading year on the 16th of November, which means no more webinars, no more analysis webinars, but there will be some special members only webinars and maybe a few public webinars. And I'm going to spend that time working on some videos for you guys, and just chilling out and enjoying my break is pretty much how I'm going to spend that time. So there won't be analysis webinars after the 16th of November. So there's going to be 3 more, not including today, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be it for the year. But there'll be a lot of other content, so don't worry about that. So yeah, that's the announcement. Now let's take a quick look at news for today. Pretty boring news week, really. Not much has happened so far. Today we have the FOMC rate statement, and we have the federal funds rate, which is essentially these two are the same thing, essentially. The statement is the statement that accompanies the rate. So obviously, be careful trading USD around this time. Be careful trading any currency around this time, because USD is going to, USD movement has a knock-on effect to all other currencies and all other pairs. So I would be a bit cautious around this time. The FOMC statement is what I'd be worried about the most. This one can cause a bit of movement, so do watch out around there. But we're not expecting any big things today. It's going to be pretty much on forecast. The statement, they might say that next month it's going up or down or whatever, which could cause some movement, but yeah, just be cautious is essentially what you have to do. You just have to be cautious, like you normally would around speeches or major news. We also have the RBA monetary policy statement a few hours later, 4.5 hours later. No, 5.5 hours later. And then tomorrow we just have a bit of GBP news, nothing major. Just the GDP, manufacturing production prelim. Yeah, there's nothing major, nothing to worry about. I think we'll be fine with that. And the PPI at 1:30 tomorrow. Again, nothing major. So things to watch out for really in the coming news for this week is the FOMC statement along with the fund rate and the RBA monetary policy statement. Those are what you want to watch out for. Right, so let's jump into the analysis. AUD-CAD is trending up. I'm curious what happens once it hits the top of, well, not the top, once it hits the resistance area. But right now it's not really at the resistance area, so we can't do much with that. AUD-JPY has broken beyond its resistance area, also broken beyond the 200 moving average, which is, you know, a pretty significant resistance area. So this one looks like it's moving, it's going to start moving up. I would like to see a pullback to this support area for a possible continuation, but as of right now, it seems like it's quite a strong move. So, you know, it's unlikely that we're going to get an entire pullback and a continuation this week. AUD New Zealand. Yeah, nothing much here. AUD USD. See, we had this massive downtrend on AUD USD that lasted for ages. It was a huge downtrend. And now it looks like that downtrend's breaking. But on AUD USD specifically, that's the wrong tool. Let's zoom in actually. It's trying to make a new high beyond this recent peak here, but it's already failing. So I wouldn't really say this trend is completely over. I'd want to see it break beyond this, then probably beyond this resistance area before I start actually considering that this trend might be over. I'm excited at the possibility that the trend is over, but right now it's only a possibility. It'd be cool though to get a turn in the trend. It'd be cool to get a fresh new trend starting, because there's a lot more potential in new trends than there is in old trends. So let's see how it goes. But right now, there's nothing really going on AUD USD. Euro AUD, this one's dropping quite fast. See what happens at the support area, but it's not there right now. So Euro CAD, there's a short trade here that triggered already. I know a few of you are in this trade, so it was a short reversal from this resistance area, short, I guess, continuation, really, but the trend itself is not that strong, so it's not the best of continuations. So yeah, this is the reversal trade some of you were in. I saw it on the forum. I've not entered this. Is anyone who's in the room right now in on this short trade? I'm just going to bring it up on the forum to... Ross posted it. Oh, Edward, you're in. Oh, you just said yes. Camo is in, Jackson. Rocky is in. Yeah, so a few people are in. Yeah, it looks okay. Watch out for this here. There's definitely some minor support resistance here, which could hold things up. Definitely watch out for that. Trade with care around that. I hate how these don't have a timestamp. I didn't get the question. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I was asking who's in this trade. But I think you already answered that. There was no question after that. Oh, your TP's around. Your TP is here. What's your risk to reward ratio then? Where's your stop? Well, I guess you could do a 1.5. Very tight stop. You can pull off 1.5. It is overall a continuation, so you could probably target more than that. But yeah, it's a good initial target, but try to see if you can extend that depending on how prices move in, if it hits down there. Euro GBP, well, we're looking for a potential here yesterday, but it never really triggered because it kept moving down. And there's nothing happening there today. Euro JPY, there was a reversal here last week. I'm not sure who's still in this one. It's going well, but it's taken its time so far, really. But yeah, there was a reversal here last week, along with Euro USD. There was a reversal there last week, which is still kind of open. This one's not going as well. It was a reversal from this support area, kind of like on the 8-hour. So you can just kind of moving up and down. I mean, you may as well hold on to it. Not much on GBP, AUD. GBPCAD stalling out here at its previous high. Yeah, I didn't trade it on the hour, on the 12-hour. I was waiting for the daily, like I said in yesterday's analysis. Well, you guys prefer to rush into trades, presumably for fear of missing it. I'm not saying all you guys are jumping in for fear of missing it, but I think a lot of you are. $12 is nice, but waiting for the daily usually clears things up. GBPCAD is somewhat interesting. It's in a bit of a range, and it's at the top of that range now. See this range? It's at the top of the range, and it looks like it's turning around. The entry would be now. I have a bit of a problem with this one. Is this support resistance area is a bit iffy, but if we adjust it a little to the most recent bounces, well, technically the most recent bounces here, but either way, here or here, it still makes this valid. I might actually enter short in here. This is a pretty nice range. I think there's potential for price to hit at least this area here. but maybe even the bottom of the range, which would be here. Might get stuck for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna go short here on GBPCAD. So basically, this is just a short reversal trade. Quickly get this up. Yeah, it can get a decent enough stop loss, still maintain a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. Ultimate target would be down here, so something like this maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do something like this. It's a slightly risky trade. GBPCAD's a bit of a weird pair. Slightly risky trade, but I do like ranges. When I see a range, I get very tempted to jump into the trade, even if it's somewhat risky. And this is a nice range. Has 2 bounces from the top, 3 from the bottom technically. So it's a pretty nice range. It's well established. It's stalling out at the top of this range. Stop loss is pretty safe. It's above the recent high here from the previous bounce from the top of the range. Entry is pretty safe, I would say. Initial target is going to be down here at this support area, but I would like to extend that down to the bottom of the range. I need to get these numbers up and try to... It's going to be pending to get into the trade. Or I might just do a market order, really. All right. You guys are just going to have to give me a minute. I'm probably not going to speak for a minute while I enter this trade on my phone. Sorry guys, it's just going to be another... All right, cool. As always, don't blindly follow me into this trade, guys. Wait, I need to double check something again. I think I might have made a bit of a mistake. All right, never mind. I did it right. Right, yeah, so as always, don't blindly follow me into this trade, guys. Do your own analysis. Think about it for yourself. This isn't a low-risk trade. We do have price having stalled out here in its recent moves down. So the first move down It went up and down a bunch of times. So that was 1, 2, wait, I can just do it like this. Before it hit target, it was 17 days. So that's significant, obviously. This other one, it went sideways for 6 days, so 7 days. 7 days before it hit its, well, 9 days technically, because you have to include the weekend. It was 7 bars, 9 days before it hit its target. So, you know, this isn't an easy setup, or it isn't a low risk setup. It's a medium to high, well, medium risk. Let's say it's a medium risk setup because it is a well established trend. So don't blindly follow me into this trade, guys. Think about it for yourself. Do your own analysis. See if it's worth the risk for you and in your personal trading. Consider the trades you're already in, and if adding another trade is maybe opening yourself up to too much risk, check the correlations. Let's say you're in a GBP USD and GBP AUD trade. Do you really want to get into another GBP trade? Let's say you're in a USD CAD trade. Do you really want to get into another CAD trade? Don't just follow me in. Think about it and make your decision properly. GBPJPY stalling out at this resistance area. There is some potential here for a short trade on GBPJPY. Let's keep a close eye on it. It won't trigger till tomorrow, that's for sure, unless you want to enter on the 12-hour, where you'll probably get an entry now, but there's no way I'm going to do that. This is like GBPCAD on steroids in terms of the difficulty of getting through this area. So even if price starts to reverse here and we enter a trade, instead of the 17 days we had with GBPCAD, this is 27 days of price having moved sideways here. 27 days. Technically, it really was moving sideways until here, which was 32 days, but whatever, 27 to 32 days of it moving sideways. So this is in no way, if you were to enter short here, in no way a low risk setup, and in no way is, well, I mean, it could obviously shoot down and completely ignore, you know, this minor support resistance here, but it could also just get stuck there for 32 days. So what? I got no idea what you're talking about, Edward. Confused. Maybe by Eva, I'm guessing maybe your phone auto corrected a euro something. Maybe that's what you mean. Whenever you type a pair name, your phone auto corrects it weird sometimes. GBP USD, nothing much going on. New Zealand USD, we missed New Zealand JPY, but New Zealand JPY, nothing much going on. Headed up to the resistance area. New Zealand USD, nothing much right now. I want to see it hit that resistance area. USD CAD bouncing between so basically in a range, but it's in a crappy range. I forgot to mark GBPJPY. I just said if you're in Euro USD, you may as well hold it. It's moving slow, but you may as well hold it. Make sure your broker swap isn't eating away at your position. Some brokers have pretty extreme swaps. Some brokers have negative swaps on both sides of the trade. So take a look at your broker swaps and make sure you're not losing too much by holding on. And if you aren't, then you might want to hold on. But to be honest, if you're still in this one, you've probably entered like somewhere here. Would have been counter to the trend. Yeah, if you're still in this one, it actually would have hit its 1 to 2 target. Especially if you entered on one of the lower time frames. Yeah, I'm gonna say with my analysis on this, if you're still in this trade, actually, you probably should have been out of this trade. I didn't realize it had hit its target because I wasn't in it myself. You just missed your target. Yeah. I haven't been monitoring this since last week. Since the end of last week, rather. If your stop loss is at break even, then whatever. You may as well just keep your stop loss there and just hold on. It's not looking that good, really. Just kind of moving sideways. But yeah, I mean, it's a strong support area. It's a decent setup. It's just it was always a bit of a risky setup, and it's not moving as quick as we would want it to. Your stop loss is at break even, man. You may as well hold on to it. It's not looking great, but there's a lot of trades that don't look great and then turn around. Euro New Zealand is down at this support area, but I don't know. I'm not really interested in going long here, guys. I don't like Euro New Zealand for starters. Second of all, this trend is insanely strong. Going against this trend is, in my opinion, going to be quite risky. And I just don't like the pair. Nor do I like GBP New Zealand, so I'm not going to be trading that. EUR-CHF, I don't even know why I have that one open. So there's not a huge amount of things happening today. There's a GBPCAD trade that I've entered pending order in on. So my numbers are roughly 1.7140 for the entry, 1.7294 for the stop, and the target 16832 at the moment. But obviously I'll look to extend that. This is a short reversal based on a range that we're looking at here. So we're shorting from the top of the range, targeting the, I guess, this kind of minor, well, I wouldn't say it's a minor area, but this area in the range, but ultimately, hopefully, getting to the complete bottom of this range, which would give a very nice return of around 3.3R, maybe even 3.5 if you stretch it out a bit. But if not, then she'll be able to pull off 2R. Nearer to the kind of middle of the range, lower middle area. So GBPCAD, I'm looking to get in on a trade here. GBPJPY stalling out at resistance. There might be a trade here tomorrow, but I would think it would be more likely that this won't trigger until Monday. So we're just going to wait and see here. We're going to wait and see if price continues to stall. If it does continue to stall, then I'll be looking for a setup. If it continues to move up, then obviously that setup is cancelled. Are there any questions, guys? All right, guys, it doesn't look like there's any questions. Therefore, I'm going to call an end to this analysis. Thank you guys for attending, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday's analysis, but I'm going to probably see you guys on the forum beforehand, especially to discuss this GBPCAD trade, which probably will trigger soon. So yeah, thank you guys for attending, and I'll see you on the forum.